What's up, everybody? It's the Spiritual Light Passing Through, Miss Pat, and I'm back at you with another video. Today, I wanted to do a video on the subject of remembering who you are. In my personal experience, I have been getting taps on the shoulders since about the late 1990s. The first time I realized I was getting taps, I didn't know that they were taps. I just thought that they were weird things happening to me. Now, this video is going to be for people who have been getting these taps since the 90s and are getting these taps now. Because right now, currently, I have a daughter that's going through the taps right now. And at times, it's nice to see it. And at the same time, I feel for her, too, because I understand her not wanting to believe some of the things that's happening to her spiritually and understanding certain things. She had a friend of hers who died in a car accident a couple of days ago, and she was like, but Ma, I dreamed about her. I couldn't sleep. It's certain things. I kept looking at her kids' pictures inside my phone, and then 2 days later, she has now went on to the next. And she had an issue with understanding what is happening to her. And as her mother, my gift is different. Hers is going to be different. I have to be caring and supportive in that, and also understanding when she doesn't want to talk about it and things like that. So some of us are going through these things by ourselves, and we really don't realize how to get through them. We really don't. You know what I'm saying? And remembering who you are has its trigger moments. For me, it was a dream that I had, and I was in a room, and I saw this light outside my window, and I went to the window, and I'm up about maybe 7 floors, and I look out the window, and there's this angel out there, and this is a black guy with a medium-sized fro. He's gorgeous, and his heart lights up his whole entire outfit that he's wearing. And I was like, whoa, you know. Now I'm looking down, and there's people walking back and forth. And I'm like, y'all don't see this? Y'all can't see he's bright as day. You know what I'm saying? It's like a whole nother sun sitting in front of me, or a star that's came down. So how could no one not see this? But I'm seeing this. Now, mind you, my mom is in the room, and she appears to be sick for some reason. And in the other side of the room, there's this wall of Pampers, and I'm not understanding any of this. But this angel takes out a sword and points it down to the earth and looks at me. And I immediately know what this means. Inside, I know what it means, but I don't know what it means. And my heart started palpitating, because I'm like, oh no. And the first thing that comes out of my mouth is, I'm not ready yet. I haven't traveled. I haven't lived. I'm not ready yet. And this angel has this look on his face that's kind of disappointing, but understands. But he's showing this time is running out. And I'm like, what is this saying? And I come out of the dream. Now, during the same time, I get to writing a lot. And I got into poetry. And poems were just coming out of me. And I'd like to share something with you that I wrote. Now, mind you, this is in 1997. We're in the year 2022. Okay? The name of this poem is called Elements. All right? It says, here I stand on the highest mountain in the middle of an abyss, while the winds and the elements introduce me to immortality. The lightning, she strikes silently across the sky, whispering her name. The thunder roars, hear me as I speak. The winds whip and swirl around me, gripping me with unexpected hugs. The seas waves swell like a chest, inhaling oxygen and exhaling a watery mist across my face. They tell me that they are ancient and are old as time itself. They tell me that they knew me as a child and watched me grow. They tell me that they are the ones who carried my prayers to the one who created all. The sky created its moving story as the wind chanted its secrets. All of this was new and wondrous to me. They ask me, how do you feel? And I answer, at peace. They welcome me back to the place my soul first came from, heaven. Now, these are unpublished works that I actually copywrote in 1997. I knew nothing of the Books of Remembrance in 1997. I don't even think in 1997 the Books of Remembrance were ever even written. I think they got recently written in 2006. How do I know about the Ekadashi? It's called Remembering Who You Are. This was a poem I wrote in my mother's kitchen. And my mother's like, what's going on with you? That's beautiful. It's a wonderful way of thinking about nature. That's how she said that to me. But I knew then. It was, I could see it. I could see this in my mind. That's the reason why I wrote it out. I had to get these things out of myself. So I did something even more, a little bit mind-blowing to myself. And that was this poem here called Life. And I want you to tell me how you feel about this one in the comments. Life. Before we knew each other, we knew each other. We made a deal. You would be my mother. You would be my friend. You would be my father. And you would be with me at the very end. We said, what harm would it be? We learned a few lessons. That would be okay with me. We are immortals. What is time to thee? We asked the Creator, is it okay with thee? He replied and said, it isn't as fun as it's cracked up to be. You will laugh, you will cry, you will love, and you will die. But I will be with you and watching over you with a keen eye. We returned to each other and we said, let the adventure begin. And the Creator replied, before you leave, you must promise me that when I call, you must release all things, as painful as they may be. Leave and come back to me. We agreed. The Creator replied, time in that world is short. Have fun while you can, my children. You won't remember me, this place, or how it all began. And we replied, that's not fair. And with a twinkle in his eye, he replied, this is an adventure, is it not? And winked one eye. The Creator said, down the slide of life you go, my children, landing in different times according to your little plan. Pick your paths wisely, for I'll be watching closely. In your greatest moments, I will make the heavens shout. And at your darkest times, I will be there to wipe your tears, without a doubt. You all are my children. I will miss you while you're away. But when that time comes, even though you had a small stay away, I will rush and come and get you and bring you home straight away, because I missed you more than eons could ever say. That was a poem I wrote for my cousin Dede in 2013 when he died. And I wrote it sitting in a car getting ready to go to his funeral because his mother wanted me to say some words at the funeral. And the reason why I wrote that is because of the way she found him. He had said to her the night before he died, Mom, I got a long day tomorrow. I got to work a double. I'm going to go ahead and head into sleep. I'll see you in the morning. She woke up in the morning. She saw his shoes were still at the front door. And she went into this room to check. And he was laying in the bed with his eyes open with a smile on his face. But he had passed away. 36 years old. Gone. He left. And she said it was just strange because he had a slight smirk on his face and his eyes were like he saw something. Like he saw something in the ceiling or whatever. And I had wrote that poem. But the thing about writing the poem when I wrote it was as if I saw it. I saw what I was writing. Now, like I said, here we are in the year That was in 2013. Here I am in the year 2022, reading books that I have never read before, that are confirming things that I have seen in my mind, like I recall memories. We must remember who we are. I found another poem that was not written by me, but it was inside the other Bible, okay? And it's called The Hymn of the Pearl. If you have this book, I'm not going to read this one to you, but if you have this book, read The Hymn of the Pearl. Beautiful poem. Basically saying the same thing that I said in my poem in 2013 is in this book. It's basically saying that there was the person in this poem is coming from a kingdom. And in that kingdom, he's around his father and his mother that is a queen. And they say, you need to go and you have an assignment. And this assignment is to go and find this pearl. But this pearl is guarded by a serpent. And you need to get past the serpent and bring back the pearl. And at that point, you can, you and your brother, who's the next rank, you will inherit the kingdom right next to your brother. So this particular person goes, this child goes, and he goes down to Egypt, and he gets down there and he's like, I got this whole plan. And then all of a sudden something happens where he goes to sleep. And he forgets that he is a prince. And he starts to worship the king of Egypt and be like everybody else and wearing their outfits. And he doesn't understand because they made him eat some food and forget who he was. And then all of a sudden the mom and the dad send envoy and a letter, and they find him, and he reads the letter, and it tells him, where are you? Wake up from whatever has happened to you. Remember who you are. You're a prince. Your brother is waiting for you. We're waiting for you. Where are you? Did you forget your assignment? And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's as if he was drunk. And he wakes up out of this phase that he had been put in. And he gets to handling the business in which he was assigned to do. Is this not what has happened to us here? That we have forgotten who we are. And I'm going to be honest with you. When it finally dawned on me that I was praying to the wrong situation, that I was doing the wrong things, you understand what I'm saying? I felt like I had woke up out of a drunken stupor. Like I had the worst hangover ever. And now things are beginning to make sense. All of these things are coming together. The dreams, the poems, all of these things. I'm writing letters to my future self that at the time, I was temporarily under some type of strange spell. And now I'm out of it because of certain books I've read have woken me up out of this strange brain fog that I've been in. And now I understand everything clearly. You understand? And I think a lot of us are at this same point that all of a sudden it's like the scales have dropped off our eyes. We can see what kind of fucking place am I in? And it's like, okay, I'm awake now. Everything is beginning to make sense now. Now I understand why I didn't fit in. Now I understand where these dreams came from. Now I understand why, you know what I'm saying? I can see things that happened way in the future. You understand? And then when they happen a week later, it's like, whoa, what's happening to me? We're remembering who we are. We're waking up out of the Egypt thing and remembering we're princesses and prince of a kingdom. And we need to get back home. We need to forget all of this unnecessary crap that's been going on here. It's like Pinocchio. When he realized that the place that he was at wasn't what was up. And he had to get up out of there. You understand? It's the same thing here. We're waking up in Egypt and remembering our assignment. And the Hymn of the Pearl is basically that. saying that to us. Remember who you are. Remember, you are of divine heritage, baby. You're not like these people in Egypt. You're completely different. And we need to understand that's what this whole adventure is. That's what all these books and things like that coming into our possession is telling us. You are not what you think you are. You're not a slave in Egypt. You're actually royalty in Egypt that has been underneath a strange spell, and you need to wake up right now, because a lot is about to happen here. And even in this particular poem, the brother, which is Mozart, he wants you to come home too. He's like, come on, I'm coming to get you. You understand? I'm coming to get you and bring you back home. Mom and Pop's been missing you. What was you thinking eating anything there? You know what I'm saying? He's not going to scold you. But the point is that he's there and he's getting you ready to meet mom and dad. You understand what I'm saying? He wants to get you ready by showing you the right way to walk, by showing you the truth and the true way to walk, so you can go back home and meet mom and dad. You understand? That's all I wanted to talk to you guys today about. And, drop that on you, remembering who you are. It's time for us to remember who we are. There's nothing wrong with remembering the fact that you're royalty. That doesn't mean walk around saying, I'm royalty, baby. No, that has nothing to do with it. There is a certain level of dignity and class that goes with understanding that you're royalty. Understanding that you're royalty does not mean shoving it in other people's faces and making them feel bad. It is a way of holding yourself and understanding you represent the Most High, His heaven, His kingdom. Serious work, but nothing that we go pounding our chests on and buffing people, you know what I'm saying, about. Some of the best, you can't buy class. And class comes with a certain level of being humble. And that humble is an amazing charm that makes you so elegant. That humbleness makes you a very elegant woman and a very elegant man. And I think we need to get used to having that kind of persona, because you are royalty. And being royal has nothing to do with I'm better than you. It has something to do with understanding things on a higher level and holding yourself to a higher level of responsibility. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.